cider, and you can hear the foaming. I just thought I'd include that real quick. Hi Poopsies, great to see you again. Welcome back to another video. Before this begins, be sure and subscribe. Tap that play button, hit all notifications so you can check out new videos from me every single day. As I post every single day, and check my website if you want. Only if you want. I'm not pushing you. There's no pressure. TonyBomboni.com. You can use those coupon codes. That's for you at your benefit. If you'd like to book my services, I offer tarot reading, Reiki healing, coffee cup reading, candle wax reading, and ASMR videos for you, as well as OnlyFans, Patreon, Cameo, my book, my merchandise, my ASMR albums. By the way, I have over 60 ASMR albums. What are you still doing here? Go check them out. I don't know what you're still doing here, honestly. Like, I have over 60. I mean, literally, like, come on, check them out. Okay. Alright, poopsies. So, today's video is gonna be about crystals that help with healing from heartbreak. Okay, so this was a very, very requested subject for me to do. Not really into crystals, but you know, hopefully maybe even get some advice here as well, even if it has little to nothing to do with crystals for you, meaning like if you're watching this and you don't really believe in the metaphysical stuff, fine. I actually have a lot of viewers like that. Like, honestly, probably half my viewers like don't even buy into that stuff. It's cool, right? So but I do believe that at the very least, crystals or stones, rocks, minerals, you know, they all come from the earth, and part of us comes from, you know, space and the earth and all that. So they all house properties. So let me make that very clear. You know, we use quartz in radios and watches, you know. I think we use gold in our telephones. I mean, they have electromagnetic frequencies, properties, you know, they're used to channel and charge. So I could go on and on about that, and we're all made of, you know, different things like metals and all that stuff. So they hold and house energy like we all do, so we can work with this energy to allow us to overcome or to alleviate, you know. So these 11 stones I'm going to use today are great for this. So the 11 are rose quartz. No, just kidding. I won't tell you until you watch this video. So the first one is a rose quartz. So rose quartz is this stone right here. Okay, rose quartz. And make sure you guys check out my crystals that are great for sleep video and crystals that are great for love. How do you find them? You go to the YouTube search bar, you type Tony Bomboni, crystals for love. Tony Bomboni, crystals for sleep. It's that simple. Okay, so that's what the YouTube search is for. Rose quartz. Alright, so rose quartz is, I'm going to go into detail about like the properties of these crystals, but how they also relate to heartbreak as well. So rose quartz is great for allowing you to give and receive love. So that means even including to yourself. People forget most of all to give love to their self, okay? That's how you are able to give the love. If you give it to yourself, you have more than enough to give to someone else. And it's limitless, it's endless energy. It does not house a certain percent battery or a certain amount. We are not light bulbs with only 20,000 hours. Like, no, we operate limitless, beautiful, abundant beings of God, and we will continue to do so. It brings you a state of acceptance. So when you can come to accepting that this situation happened, you know, it was heartbreaking, it was hurtful, it allows you to do such a thing. It makes you appear to look younger. I guess that's helpful when you're trying to find a new mate. Maybe some most of heartbreak is just unraveling, unwinding those feelings you felt for that partner, okay? That once you thought was your soulmate, you know? Releases grief emotions, so that's excellent. You know, we all have to process grief in the other way, in one way or another. The other day, I maybe was a bit ignorant in my comment, and I do apologize. Someone addressed it to me in the comments, and you know, it always hurts to read those comments at first, but then I'm like, okay, you know, maybe they're right. I was being a little insensitive, and I do apologize for that. I said in a video where I was doing Reiki healing for heavy emotions, and I said something about grief that was maybe a little bit ouch, and I know I can be very advicey with my comments. I like to give advice, but sometimes maybe it can be a little extreme, and I was trying to be careful with my wording and, you know, come from the heart, of course, but it came across the wrong way, and I just wanted to address that. Yes, to confirm with you that we do all grieve, okay? I know I have grieved like 3 times this year. Like, it's impossible to go without grieving. You know, it's just like, you're not human if you don't grieve, right? So we're not machines. So but what I was implying was that in a light, gentle way, that we don't have to grieve, meaning it is how we react to a situation. It's how we choose to grieve, right? Like, we all have different forms of grieving. It's not that we don't grieve at all. Of course we're going to, you know, we can't be in denial of our feelings or emotions. But it depends on our experience in life, what toughens us, okay? What strengthened us. And it doesn't mean you're weak if you grieve. No, it just means that, like, we have different ways of experiencing what grief is. For some people, it's denial of grief, right? Like, exactly. So that's a form of grieving. So, you know, it may have come across that I was in denial of grief. So maybe that was something I needed to heal and work on, right? So, but thank you for whoever addressed that comment, and to make me realize that that was not really the proper way to say it. But yeah, releases grief emotions. Rose quartz is great for all sorts of things when it comes to the heart. So I really do connect with that stone frequently, actually. Heals the broken-hearted as well, okay? So you know what that feels like, and you know what it feels like to have your heart, I almost want to cry, just shed in a million pieces sometimes. It brings peace and continue. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't even read my own handwriting sometimes. Sorry, poopsies. It brings peace and calmness to relationships. So remember, this is about the relationship with yourself, to yourself, right? Peace and calmness, being by yourself. Peace and calm, being okay with who you are as a person, okay? That's so important. But also in future relationships with others as well. So obviously you have to bring peace and calmness to relationships, because, like, if you don't, like, get over the ex, for example, you're not going to heal enough to move on to be with a new person, right? So this is all interconnected and so pertinent to healing the heart overall, okay? And some people say you don't have to grieve. Some people say you don't have to have heartbreak either. And it's like, well, in a sense they're right, but in a minor sense, meaning, like, maybe that's their experience. Because I've heard people talk about it before, and it makes sense, but it does seem a little bit emotionless, which is what I don't like, because I like to tap into my emotions on a deeper plane. So, but I guess, you know, we all resonate with different things. But then I have the side of me that's a little cold-hearted, but that's another story. That's always that Capricorn moon, the Capricorn moon. That's all I need to say. It clears anger, jealousy, and resentment. So, you know what? We have a lot of those when it comes to breakups. Why did you do this to me? Oh my God, they're gonna be with someone else. Oh, I hate them for what they did. You need to clear all that out, honey. It's not not even the only thing that you have to deal with is the loss, but also what they did, what they said, how you reacted. Oh, it's a whole lot of things. So this is that all-in-one pack crystal, okay? Let me tap on the crystal because I feel like, she needs to shine her light more. I mean, she's awesome, right? I mean, yes, she's a she because she's pink, and yeah, I identify rose quartz as a she. I don't know why. Okay, I'm weird. It lowers tension in the heart. Okay, so yes, there is a thing as you can actually break your heart. Like, you can actually pull the strings of your heart, like your heartstrings, and break them and die. Yeah, like, it's a real thing. You can actually die from heartbreak. It's horrible. So yeah, don't get your blood pressure up. Oopsie, okay? I don't want to see you hurt. Use this. It strengthens the heart muscle. So another excellent thing for dealing with such a loss and tragedy. Improves your self-trust and self-worth. Okay, so again, back to self. Always when you go through something like that, you bring it back home, honey. Home to you. Okay? I'm worthy. I deserve the best for me. I deserve all the good things in life has to offer. I deserve to be loved. I trust in myself and I trust in other people. Okay? You gotta go here first, You can't release energy unless you have it within you. Like potential energy in physics, right? You have to have it here. You have to trust yourself first before you trust someone else. You have to love yourself before you love someone else. So, okay, it's all linked to the heart chakra. It's like we can have like weakness in our heart just from like an imbalance in our heart chakra, but then other physical circumstances can affect our heart, like what we consume, what we listen to, the frequencies around us, right? So that can all contribute to physical health. But you are not the body, you are the energy. So your energy gives off the body, so you have to remember that. In order to heal your physical, you have to heal, in a sense, the energy. But at the same time, it's like your energy doesn't really need healing because your energy, like, you're already divine. Like, divine is perfect, it doesn't need healing. But at the same time, your aura is emitting your physical body here in this realm. So I know it's hard to conceive, but you have to imagine, like, when you heal the heart, you have to heal the energy, right? What your aura is outputting and emitting to contribute to your pain and suffering in your body, right? So I guess you can kind of sit in that for a second. It's good for self-forgiveness, forgiving yourself for maybe falling for this wrong person or putting too much of your heart energy to someone that didn't maybe even deserve it. Your time and your efforts, let it go and forgive, that's all good for that. Opens the heart, okay? Restores confidence and love. So sometimes we just give up and we're like, we're not even gonna try anymore. I'm not gonna put effort into dating anymore. So that will help with that feeling of just totally giving up and falling into depression. It connects you with the feelings of kindness and caring feelings. So like, being gentle to others, to yourself, right? Taking good care of yourself, being kind to yourself, caring of yourself, taking care of yourself. A self-love focus, just what I mentioned, okay? Inspires compassion in other people. Empathy is so important, even for your ex that hurt your heart, Understand they have their side of the story to tell as well. So, we're not totally completely innocent sometimes. When I realized that I messed up, I got over my exes, all of them. Like, it made me feel so much better. I was like, oh wow, I'm this, like, kind of in a sense flawed and perfect human being, but it makes so much sense. It's like, wow, I'm not the victim here. I literally contributed to their pain and suffering too. So it's like, okay, it just made me feel so much better. Not that I did that, but it helps you realize, like, wow, okay, maybe they feel the same about me, like I wasted their time, right? So I was like, oh, oops. Guess I'll try better next time, right? It also supports healing in relationships, okay? Pretty much what I already said. It's good for connecting with unconditional love, alright? That's such a beautiful, remarkable thing to have. And I went in detail about rose quartz, but there was a lot truly that deserved attention. And it has a strong vibration of the heart. So this in itself is like the heart stone. So it's like literally a heart rock. So you connecting with the heart, it doesn't hurt, right? Alright, so that's everything notes from past videos. Like, I just like kind of repeat him because I already wrote them down. But some of these, especially, there's like 4 of these 11 that I just wrote down new, fresh. Never wrote them down before. And I like to, of course, look up the meanings and interpret it in my own way, in my own words, what this means, linked to this subject in the title. So, this stone guides your spiritual growth. So you need to go through spiritual growth. Not just, a lot of times we want to centerpiece our focus just on what we're going through, like heartbreak. But if you're stuck in that, you're always going to be kind of revolving in that, right? If you're always trying to heal the same thing, you're always going to be in the same thing. So I know I was there in my life, like for many months. I was like trying to revolve around healing from heartbreak, and I realized like, oh, there's another path out right here. Okay, now the next thing, right? And if you don't move out of that current trajectory, then it's like you're never gonna get out of this cycle. So yeah, spiritual growth is important. We forget, like, oh, there's other things in this world we have to open our mind to get out of what we were going through. So yeah, spiritual growth is so important, because when you have spiritual growth, then it's like, okay, you have a bigger picture awareness of what you're dealing with, and it's not even about heartbreak to begin with. It's about so much more out there, and you can get that insight by just meditating, talking to the right people who have that understanding and experience of that, so much out there to be informed. Reading books, strengthens your observation. So basically how you perceive and look at things, people, events, places, yourself. Sometimes you're maybe looking too much or feeling too much in a situation, right? That could be an example. So it helps you look at things through a different lens. Like, oh, maybe this was a good thing that, they're no longer in my life because they were causing this and that pain. Overcomes fear of confrontation. So that's what it's also good for. Maybe you're afraid to finally break up with that person. Hey, maybe this video is about you broke up with them, not they broke up with you, and you needed to do that, but it still hurts because you don't want to like let go of someone like that from your life. You know what? So maybe you're afraid to tell them that finally. You're afraid to, you're watching this video and you're still not breaking up, but you're heartbroken. This will help you talk to them about it. Even if you don't end up breaking up, it'll help you talk to them about it. Carry some on you. All these crystals, carry them on you, near you, wear them as jewelry, meditate with them, rest with them, sleep with them under your pillow, put it in your purse, okay, your coin pouch, alright. And a lot of these stones also good for other things like this, good for money, okay, and healing as well. It helps with shyness, so maybe you're too shy to meet someone new or give someone else a chance. Promotes healthy relationship. Okay, I'm not going to repeat some of these things. You get the gist. Opens you to risk taking. Okay, maybe you want to be adventurous and explore more options, more people. Maybe someone that you were never giving a chance. Like, maybe you only dated someone of a certain culture or a certain location, right? Like maybe opening your options, so that's all, opening the mind there. It encourages change to happen. So change, like I said, changing the trajectory from this to this, right? We all want that change in our lives, that miracle. Stimulates clear thoughts. So not that like this person did me bad. Clearing it out, opening the thought process to something more productive, like I am kind to myself today. I choose love and peace. Isn't it wonderful? You start your morning and you just say that. Boom, there's your change right there, okay? There's your miracle. Protects you in all ways. So sometimes that ex can psychically attack you. I know I've been there. They can send you bad energy, bad juju, voodoo, bad energy. So, you're protected with this. Draws out impurities. So maybe we just had to go through that. And we picked up so much of that past, even intimately. When you have intimacy with someone, you pick up their energy. That's why I don't just go sleep around like honestly. I mean, do your thing, whatever makes you feel good, but I just like, it's not my thing, because you plug into those energies. Nope, nope. You tap into those energies. Nope. It's been almost 2 years for me. I'm like, nope. Not anytime soon after what I went through. But this will help clean out all of that, okay? Helps with travel sickness, okay? Maybe it was such a nasty breakup that you had to move back home and you feel so physically sick, you want to throw up, you can't eat your food on the train back home. You know what? Malachite, okay? It lowers your blood pressure. That's the first thing to spike when you go through something like that. All the heavy emotions that come out. It calms down moody swings, okay? So, that's part even of the grieving process, right? Like, you want to feel happy, and then you feel sad, and you feel angry, and then you feel afraid. Helps you process information, okay? What just happened? Sometimes we are in such a shock that it can actually, like, you freeze, right? I have my history with mental health, though, when I went through stressful situations. And I don't need to go into detail, but there were moments where I was just sitting in my chair like this. I couldn't move for like a whole hour. Relieves mental disturbances. Yep, what I just said. Develops your empathy with, if only someone were there to hand me a malachite at that time, I would have snapped out of it. I mean, it's not funny at all. Develops your empathy with other people. Okay. So, like I said earlier, breaks unwanted ties. Alright. So, that's very, very good for toxic relationships. Alright. Yeah, sometimes you just need to do the breaking rather than they do the breaking. And it does less damage when you act first. Wisdom. Need not say anymore. Positive transformation. Okay, so sometimes we can transform into something that will maybe further take us in a hole. Like you get out of a relationship and all of a sudden you start going back to your old ways. This will help you not go there. Leadership. Taking a stand for yourself. Finally grasping your life by the sack and saying, no more. I've had enough. And loyalty to yourself. But I guess it will promote help for a future partner as well, if you were to choose to do that after such an ordeal. Alright, so that's malachite. I call him Malachi. If he were a person, his name would be Malachi. I mean, it makes sense, doesn't it? So the next one is, where was that one? Oh, that was the other page. Is pyrite. Pyrite. Arg. The fool's gold. The fool's gold. Mental stability. So you will continue to function in good mental health even long after the situation you went through and experienced. Creativity. So honestly, I put this one because, again, we want to think outside the box here. It's not just about heartbreak or the heart or love or relationships in general or even self-love. It's about transforming those thoughts into other things, almost like distracting your mind from what you experienced. So creativity. What am I going to do next from here? Let me think forward in the future, right? When we go through something like that, we usually think of the past and the present. Do you notice that? Like, they used to give me so many flowers and kisses and hugs. I don't mean to make a mock. I'm just, I like to act things out when I say them, so it helps you remember better. They were so nice to me. They always, okay, I'll stop. My point being is, how about the future? sharp object and just go. No, I'm playing. Logic. Logic. Sometimes we just need to think more logically about a situation. Like, okay, maybe this person is not perfect. We're all imperfect, but we can love them for their imperfections, right? Sometimes it's not having to break up. So many people break up and because they don't want to work on the issues they have either. Okay, there's also that. So make sure that it's you go out of logic and intelligence as well for this stone. You know, using your past experiences, those tools you've learned about in your life, to move forward in whatever way deems fit and necessary. Channeling abilities, so channeling above, okay, to bring it here and make your connection with the universe, the stars, God, okay, most important of all, we forget that. We tap in so frequently to the stars and stuff, and we forget, like, okay, what made all that? Who made all that, you know? Perception and learning. So, how you perceive, as I mentioned, and what you learned out of it. You have to go through that heartbreak to learn something out of it, right? Psychic development is good being psychic because then you already know if it's going to end up a disaster or not. So, why not tap into that ability to just know, like, yep, this person is full of S-H-I-D. Optimism. That will automatically make the depression go away, doesn't it? Alright, the next one is Citrine. Citrine. So Citrine is this stone here. Citrine, 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 citrine. And it's good for phobias. Even a fear of heartbreak. We ever think of that? I'm so afraid my partner's gonna break up with me. Stability. Stabilizes those thoughts, feelings, and emotions, okay? Strengthens your intellect, okay? Some of these I don't need to go into more detail, it's pretty obvious. What you make the connection. How about you make the connection? How does that link? How does strengthening your intellect link to heartbreak for you? I'm not gonna be talking, you do the talking, right? I can just guide you, I can't help you. Release of depression, okay? That's a hard one to get out of, so hey, there's a start, right? You know, I recommend, like, I've had many friends in my life who suffer with depression, including myself, and I always recommend crystals, but no one ever wants to try them. Just try, you know, like, what's worked for me somehow, I don't know. Well, this is not the only thing that worked for me, obviously, but, you know, that and multitude of other things. But if I had never worked with crystals, I would have never got to the conclusion about the other things, because these crystals help you tap in, okay, they help you get guidance to help you. Like, these things don't actually help you, they guide you, like I'm guiding you, right? So, if you don't have these in your life, it might just take longer for you, but okay, you know. Suffer, I guess, I don't know. Okay, I'm not laughing or suffering, I'm just saying. Joy, comedic purposes, I suppose. Joy, I'm sorry, sometimes I really do sometimes come across insensitive. I really don't mean to. It's just not how not how I perceive myself that I come across. But again, as they say, you know, if something offends you or you take something personally or something, that's something in you that needs healing maybe, so I don't know. And maybe I need to heal how, maybe being more gentler is just not in my nature. I don't know why, but I guess because I'm an earth sign. Virgo. Joy. So joy automatically, just like sometimes we overthink it, like you're sitting on a beach and you're having joy in that moment. Like there's no depression there, there's no suffering, there's no loss. You're just in the present experiencing that wonderful feeling of joy. So that's all you need sometimes, you know. Strength. Is that like reminder, you know? Strength. through success, tapping into what makes you successful. Maybe you finally gave up on that person and you want to work on your dreams and goals. Be my guest, right? It's the best thing you can do, actually. Warmth. So sometimes you don't have that warming hug anymore. This will give you that feeling where I'm no wonder I'm feeling hot right now and heated. Ooh, like the citrine, really, yeah, it is making me feel hot. Comfort, okay, warmth and comfort. Moderation, so even talking to our people forget, like, you know, oh my god, best friend, oh, best lover ever. You gotta talk to them in moderation. You can't always be talking to them on the phone every day. Like, no, honey, no, you gotta give yourself some time, you know, so we have to have that balance. It's so important, you know. So important to spend your time by yourself. But of course, when you have things like depression and stuff, it's hard to do that because it's like, it can be dangerous. I understand that completely. I've been there, done that. So, yeah. Sometimes this is the only person you have in your life. Honestly, I've been there. Trust me, I've been there. It's so sad, but like, this helped me get out of it. Find new friends, people, connect. Not this stone, but like stones in general. Well, maybe this stone too. Who knows? God willing. maybe that's why. Okay. Anyway, my point is, you know, it's good for alignment. Okay, moving on. It's good for. I didn't have a point there. It's good for alignment. Read my book, Finding Your Alignment, okay? I'm noticing lately more people have been reading it. I'm like, yes, thank you, Boopsies, thank you. Generosity, okay? This is a good one for generosity. You know what? We're so focused on our own pain and loss that we forget about others. When I'm suffering, I just immediately, I'm like, yeah, let me donate to someone that really needs it more than I do. Let me just think outside of the box, outside of myself. It's not just about me. I'm not the only one living this pain. There's people right now. I don't even want to talk about it because I'm just going to start crying immediately. So let's just move on. There's so much more out there, you know. So just be generous and loving and giving to those people. Assists with blood circulating. Okay, hold on. Let me hold a stone that will help calm my emotions. Okay. Blood circulation is so important because it links to your heart, so it goes through your whole entire body, right? So we forget, like, it's not just the heart, it's your whole body. Your heart is your whole body because it circulates all that, and it's not just your blood, it's your energy, right? We forget there's a body, the energy body associated with that, and there's different meridians and chakras that link with your bones, your blood, your marrow, you know, circulation, heart chakra, all of that. So it's all interconnected. So when one thing goes awry, another thing, you know, even in Reiki, I find very frequently, like, someone comes to me, let's say, example, come up with a random thing, stomach problem, and I cannot diagnose, and you have to be referred to someone if it's an actual issue that, you know, cannot be left untreated, you know, obviously. So, or mental health. Okay, I can't work on those, but what I can work on, of course, is physical ailments. I do that often, but, you know, like, Reiki is just assisting and guiding. Same with tarot, same with anything else, healing and metaphysical. Just a disclaimer, you know, for people who book my website, right? I can't diagnose, I can't say anything like that. So, but my point is that I find frequently, if someone has like a stomach issue, then there's another issue in the brain, like the head, the crown chakra, okay, or the lower back, right? Like, everything is so connected. Usually if there's something wrong somewhere, it's something wrong somewhere else too. So don't forget that as well. Think outside the box. It's not just about my heartbreak. It's about, it's about maybe my throat chakra. Maybe I wasn't communicating enough and they broke up with me, right? Okay, anyway. But let's not be hard on ourselves either, okay? Because let's not act like they don't got the problem either, okay? And maybe you picked up that throat chakra problem having intimacy with them. That can happen too. So it's a lot, I know, but everything, that's how connected everything is, and no wonder everything is so confusing. Sometimes it's like, where did this thing come from and stem from? But balancing of any emotion, okay? So sometimes we just want to sit and cry all day, and that will help. Makes communicating easier, alright, just as I mentioned. Promotes a positive vibe. Yes, anything in like a certain color as well, like this. What do you think this is? Like solar plexus, it's yellow, right? So that is also going to link and tie in green, what? Heart, right? You know, same with pyrite. Pyrite's like a yellowy color, right? So, you know, everything in nature speaks for itself. I don't need to go on about that. Raises your self-esteem and confidence. That's so important. A lot of times we depend on someone for our self-esteem. Yes, we do. Please make me feel better. Validate my feelings and emotions. Okay? So, self-esteem is a great one. I know that's something I've suffered. I continue to suffer with low self-esteem, body image issues, and like all of that. Yeah, so I like Citrine for all of that. Great for happiness. Okay. Increases creativity. Okay. Promotes sharing. You know what? Honestly, the best thing to do after a breakup, go out for coffee or dinner with them. As friends, you're gonna feel so much better, I swear. Share the love, continue sharing the love. Admit to them you still love them. It's okay. It may be hard to face them, but guess what? This can help you avoid that phobia as well. Not avoid it, but promote you to assist you to heal through that. It helps overcome fear. Okay, there we go, phobia. Just as I said. So, thank you for listening to me. This is Lapis Lazuli. That's next. Lapis Lazuli. Gosh, these are some long ones, girl. Ooh, why did I take so many notes? Child. These videos do take longer to make than to actually record them, though. Okay, so here's Lapis Lazuli. Lapis Lazuli. Lapis Lazuli. It brings forth honesty. Okay, you just gotta be honest with the person. Maybe you don't even like them and you got together because you were just bored and lonely. Maybe. Okay, just maybe. Calms bad temper. Calms bad temper. Alright. Sometimes we're the problem. Maybe we got too angry at them because we want them to be what we want them to be. Then that's not love, honey. Good for patience and third eye, okay? Good for just being patient, even if that person is not your format of perfection. We can be patient. Sometimes you just gotta go to the bathroom and scream in a pillow. Like, you know, that's better than maybe telling it to their face sometimes. It's good to be honest, but there's also a balance. There's too much honesty too, then that can hurt people. Manifest abundance. So sometimes you have so much abundance in your life, child, you don't even need someone, okay? It's the best feeling ever. You don't even need someone, child. Like, you have so much abundance that your relationship is abundance, okay? That's all. But you can have both, okay? You can have both. If you truly have abundance, then you would have both. So, makes you a better learner and teacher. So, we don't want to be someone's teacher when it comes in a relationship, but we can guide. Again, we can guide. I don't even know why I said that, but I guess learner and teacher. Learning and teaching yourself, maybe, to help you get through heartbreak, right? I mean, I guess that's how I can make the connection. I'm not really sure how else that could connect, unless I really sit and think about it for a second, but I ain't got time for that. Stone of awareness. Being aware of everything around you. You know, sometimes we're so focused on tapping within that we forget to look out too. Again, remember that balance. And then we see, wow, the birds are still singing and flying. The sun is still shining. And there's so much beauty around us that, like, why were we even so broken? The sun keeps spinning, the moon, everything keeps moving. It's like, wow, we were so caught in our own mind that there's no pain around me. I'm making my own pain. And affected during a divorce. And that goes even deeper. So, prevents karmic patterns. Ooh, we're getting deep. See, Lapis Lazuli is, girl, that's why I like this stone, cause let me tell you something. This is what it's called, to tap in cosmically. Then there's no emotions. When you get past the throat, you stop with the emotion, I think. The emotion just, like, there's no attachment. It's higher up. So it's wonderful. I don't know how I honestly feel about preventing karmic patterns. That seems like avoiding your soul contract, why you come here, your purpose. Oh, I think, I'm so silly. I think they more mean that, to get in a pattern. Okay, that makes sense. Like, you can't prevent it. Like, you have to meet who you have to meet in this life, you know? Like, you met me somehow, right? For some reason. Maybe you needed this video, but, a pattern meaning, like, you're not, some patterns, okay, some karmic connections are not good to stay in forever. We want to attach ourselves to those people, and maybe it's time for you to move on. So that's how we can contribute to you overcoming this. Because they broke up with you, it was the time to go. Your soul knows already, honey. Like, it's the time. You have to find yourself, someone else, or both. Okay? So, you know, it kind of makes us feel better. Like, oh, it's like a video game. Like, that level is over. I had fun with that level. I enjoyed it. But now God is guiding me to the level 35. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I gotta move on, right? Like, I'm not here forever, so I gotta move on. Like, I literally have no choice. Like, you know, life, right? We came here for that realization. It removes emotional bondage, okay? We trap ourselves so much to our partners. I mean, I immediately think of the Devil card in tarot with the characters in chains. Like, oh, do we really want to tie ourselves, lock down ourselves like that, like all our life, you know? Like, it's so freeing to be free. It really is. Allows you to take responsibility for yourself. That's an important one, of course. Helps with active listening. Sometimes we didn't hear our partner out enough. And again, if you're in a relationship with someone and you feel things are going a little astray, you feel uncertain, maybe give them crystals. Or put them around the home, you know, be sneaky like that. Like, put them around the house, and I think they'll start to notice a difference and change and tap into their higher awarenesses. Alleviates insomnia. A lot of time we can't even sleep because all we can think about is that person. Expressing your feelings. Letting out that hard energy. Sometimes you couldn't even talk in a relationship. They did all the talking, and you never told them how you felt because you were scared of getting hurt. It links bonding of relationships. Great for confidence. Inner truth. Expressing that inner truth within. Guards against any psychic attacks. Okay? When I nod like this, I'm like, yep, I already went over this in other stones. Great for friendships. You gotta have a friendship with someone first before you're in a relationship with them. Otherwise, it ain't gonna work, honey. If you can't be friends with a person, how the heck are you gonna love them? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, that never made sense to me before, but nowadays it does, because, like, you can't just start like that, you know, you have to be their best friend. It just doesn't work. Mesmerizing and mysterious. So this is good for the stuff that draws you in. Like, maybe you're all of a sudden attracted to otherworldly things that you never knew before. Okay, and I think some of that helps us detach and disconnect from this world. We want to have our feet on this world, but our mind in the sky. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't want to be so drawn to everything here that we are only in the pain. Powerful cosmic connections and deep sense of calm. Obsidian. Alright, Mahogany Obsidian, and this actually is a heart. It's part of a necklace. But Mahogany Obsidian. It's a shorter one now, finally. It strengthens your aura, okay? So sometimes during a psychic attack, or, you know, even just someone making us go through hell in a divorce or something, God forbid, will weaken our aura because it's like an attack, right? So this will strengthen our aura right up for you, okay? And protect you, and this also protects you from repeated issues, okay? Grounding. We forget to ground ourselves. We get so caught up in our own thoughts out there, even, okay? Encourages strength in time of necessity. Removes energy blocks. The things that hold us back the most. Most times it's probably an energy block. Okay. And that takes some energy work to figure out where that stems from, what that could be. Releases tensions. Stimulates growth on all levels. Okay, not just the heart. All, think outside the box. All levels of your life. Why am I going through the same patterns and problems? Maybe there's something more I'm not seeing. Let me double check that. What could that be? And then all my problems are suddenly gone because I fixed that one thing, right? It helps understand memories of shame, humiliation, abuse. So, yeah, you're gonna reminisce and go through those thoughts over and over again. You won't be able to sleep because you're going through whatever happened over and over again. At least this will help you understand them, and when you understand why that happened, you don't think about them anymore. Your mind doesn't repeat the movie anymore. Removes feelings of not being worthy enough. We're so connected to our partners that we feel like without them we're nothing. That's not true. The next one is rhodochrosite. Rhodochrosite. It improves self-worth, encourages cheerful outlook, innovation, relieves asthma and respiratory problems. Honestly, someone can hurt us so bad. We got some serious breathing issues because you know what? We all of a sudden can't even breathe. There was a point where I noticed that I wasn't even breathing the same, and I got really lightheaded all the time, right? When you breathe, you remain calm. When you focus even on the simple breath, we forget we're simple creatures. The joy is sometimes in the simple breath. It feels good to breathe. You bring life into your lungs, that's your body. Breathe. You can't cry when you deep breathe. Try. Removes unnecessary fears. Helps denial. Okay, everything I mentioned. Letting go. That's a big one. Look up my video on letting go. Alright, Tony Bomboni, letting go. YouTube search bar. You'll probably find a couple videos on that. Actually, assists in meditation. Okay, so sometimes people can't just sit there, close their eyes, and breathe deeply. This will help you. Restores poor eyesight. You know what? Sometimes someone hurt us so bad our eyelash flew off. You know what? I mean, we lose vision over the stress. We literally lose sight. Embrace change, okay? Embrace the new that's coming for you very soon, poopsie. Alright? It is. Believe it. Have faith, trust, okay? And crystals will help you do all that. Pay attention to your heart's desire. Maybe your heart didn't even want a relationship all along. It wanted you. Brings adventure, something new. You're ready for some action elsewhere. You're tired of the same old. The breakup just means release of emotions of not even just this person, but like you know? What was that relationship about to you? What did it mean to you? Maybe it didn't even mean enough. Maybe they didn't satisfy you enough and you're just crying because you... Not crying, but you know what I mean? Like maybe you're hurt because you... Sometimes we're addicted to the pain that someone gives us. And that's on a deeper trauma level, but when we heal those things, we don't need someone to treat us poorly anymore. That's also contributed to that, so making the connections now. And see, I wouldn't even be saying half the stuff I'm saying now if it weren't for the stones. Like, I feel like the stones are really helping me channel as well. So, use them, please. Amethyst. Okay, here's amethyst. 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 One of the first stones I used ever, so I'm deeply connected with them. I love purple. Here's a little long one. It soaks in that negativity, just takes it all away, soaks it all away. It has sobering effects. It's great for sobriety. Sometimes we find peace and comfort in the things like, all of us have different ways of coping, dealing, etc. So, if it can help you heal that too, more power to you, right? Regulates hormone activity. So, yeah, our hormones, especially women actually, more commonly and frequently can be out of whack during those things. Maybe your cycle gets disrupted during such an ordeal, so helps, reduces headache. Oh yeah, we can get a headache just from crying alone. Releases any tensions from the body. Alright. Oh, I poked my eye. Oops, that hurt. So, as soon as I said tension from the body, maybe there's some tension in my eye. See, that's unconscious behaviors and actions. Your hands usually go to somewhere you need healing. Anyway. Maybe I need to change my contacts because they're pretty old, so see, the body knows right away. A pain reliever, okay? So tension linked with pain, right? Like when we have so much... thank God my contact was there, that would have hurt even more. It's like a shield, right? Pain, yeah, tension causes pain, pain can cause tension. All feeds into each other. Pain loves more pain, it just feeds on it. Allows focus. So, focus on other manners, right? Rids fear. Soothing irritable feelings. Okay, hold on. Thank you, Amethyst. Thank you. Honestly, a bit better. Stress reliever, electromagnetic as well. So, yeah, this is electromagnetic, and it relieves the stress of the situation. I did go into those things earlier. Used to form balance in your life. So important. Remember that balance. Not too much of one thing, not too much of anything. Great for meditation, okay? Keep small chunks near you and nothing too large. Like this one. You may cast messages into the stone. I will find the love of my life, even if it means just myself. Made of quartz. So yeah, this actually is made of quartz, which a lot of people don't know. And it calms the person as well. So there you go. The next one is black obsidian. Black obsidian. Black obsidian. Black obsidian. Black obsidian. Okay, it has a strong capability of absorbing energy. So it's like that negative energy remover just soaks it all up. Let me soak all of that negativity from you. See, all of that gone, honey, gone, just like that. Good for cutting ties and getting rid of toxic people from your life. And it does this by making you realize who's the toxic one and if it no longer serves you and your existence. Okay? Allows foresight into the future. Alright? partner in the future, you know. Good for personal, even if it means you, right? Good for personal development. And I'm not saying you, only you, like it's gonna be you for the rest of your life. That is not what I'm saying. I'm saying finding yourself until you find that one that you can, with your newly upgraded self, match with. And that we have to sometimes have foresight and see into the future, like, okay, how is our future self going to be? What do we want to be like? And who's that person that's going to match that future self, not the person that I am today? Think about that as well. Personal development, we all need that in our lives. Yes, sometimes that's just the thing that picks us up, boosts us, and gets us rocket propelled ship out of that trouble we found ourselves in to begin with. Allows you to tap into your abilities, your talents, your gifts. Do something that you always want to do. Maybe you want to take on singing, dancing, acting, you know, cosmetology, anything, okay? And you'll maybe meet your match there. We forget, like, oh, we could meet our lover in like the grocery store or somewhere we're taking a class in, or in college, right? Like, we just forget those things. Like, we don't have to actively seek the person. We seek us until that person matches our vibe, and when we just vibe, right? That's more natural, more better, more authentic and genuine anyway. Great for grief and loss, okay? Supports you during times of sorrow, and great for depression as well. Alright, and the last one, can you guess what the last one is? It's selenite. Selenite. The magical selenite. Alright, so selenite is the last of 11 for Heartbreak, so use whatever. Honestly, don't have to be all these, obviously. Use 1, 2 to 3 max that really drew you in. Which one really drew you in the most? Maybe I can do that now. Selenite. Black obsidian. Pick a stone, right? Pick a card. No, pick a stone. Amethyst. 2 or 3 stones, or 1. Okay, 1 to 3 stones. Rhodonite. Rhodocrosite. Okay. Mahogany obsidian. Okay, Lapis Lazuli. Citrine. I really love citrine today, I don't know why. Pyrite. Malachite. And rose quartz. Dang, my eye really does feel better. Thank you, Amethyst. You know what? I'll choose Citrine and Amethyst just because she helped me. Alright. So, Selenite is shifter of blocks. So, sometimes those blocks just need a little bit, like, kind of like a clot, like, just to be pushed aside, and then the circulation can flow. Encourages gentleness. I definitely need this to be more gentle with people, not so harsh. Harmony. So, do I really need to say anything about that? We need harmony in our lives. What's harmony for you? What does that mean for you? Ask yourself that question. Clarity. Can overcome light sensitivity. So, this will help with my eye too, because, you know, that light makes you sensitive after you poke it like that. I don't know how this can link to Heartbreak, but just thought I'd mention it, I guess. Promoter of flexibility, being more flexible with your schedule. Okay, maybe this person wants to make plans with you, and you want to be more flexible rather than stiff and rigid. I definitely need the stone. You know what? I'm going to pick selenite as the third stone too. Citrine, amethyst, and selenite, because, yeah, I'm not good at that. Being flexible, no. Assisting in judgment. Ooh, I need that stone for sure. Okay, you know what? I'm going to work with you from now on until I heal that. Assisting in judgment. Yeah, we judge our partners so much because, you know, they don't make us happy because we don't even make ourselves happy. Ouch. Oops. I'm going to move on. Access to past and future lives. Why am I going through what I'm going through? Oh, because of this thing that I used to go through. And, oh, I'm going to go through this. And I need to go through this so that I can go through the future. hands in our lap that we have horrible posture. So this will just help you remember to pick yourself back up. And when you do that, when you force yourself to lift your chin up, guess what increases? Confidence, self-esteem. Walk with your head held high, not in an arrogant, egotistical way, but to help yourself, to empower yourself to get through what you need to get through. It's all starting with a conscious choice, a decision. Remember, your energy acting and deciding on your body and what it will experience. So you choose to do that. You saw suddenly as a side effect of that increased your confidence, self-esteem. That of many examples that you could do that for. Place at foot of the bed before rest, a large chunk. So that's interesting because the foot is usually more grounding, and this would be kind of the opposite of that. So it kind of, I guess, promotes the higher to go through the lower to kind of heal you within. Best for insomniacs, super high vibration. Okay, I mean, you can't feel negative with this around, that's for sure. Rids worries. What if this happens again to me in the future? What if someone else breaks up with me? Let's not go there. Again, you're putting the intention into the future that that's going to happen, and you're going to manifest that because you're doing that. Used in meditation. Alright, and that's not to say you have to be this perfect machine that only thinks positively about their future. No, you're human, so remember, this can just assist you into overall knowing overall for the most part that you will get to a better future, not to self-depreciate and put yourself in a dark tunnel of just worrisome, dark, negative thoughts, vibes, behaviors, actions. We like to stay in that tunnel, that self-pity, you know. Again, I can only speak of what I've been through as well, so been there, done that, so like I'm not judging, I'm just saying, literally, I'm just trying to be the best guidance I can as well. So I hope that makes sense. And you're not going to come across this video and get this far in the video if you're not ready to hear what you have to hear. So that's what this is about. So I hope it can do that for you, and you know, I'm here supporting you along the way. Okay. It's used in meditation, and it's a negative energy remover. So there you go. That was all the crystals. Again, rose quartz, malachite, pyrite, citrine, lapis lazuli, mahogany obsidian, rhodocrosite, rhodonite,